Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
For a short time this afternoon, the sky opened and rain poured down over the Fargo-Moorhead Metro. There might have been a couple of rumblings of thunder during that time, but not much to worry about. That's the way things have been throughout the week, right?
And now that rain has moved on and we're again looking at sunshine. Let's check in with Justin to make sure there are no storms out there to worry about. Justin?
And thank you, Mike and Andrea. Good evening, everybody. Yes, we still have a few storms in our southern counties, but most of us right now have mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Around 3-4 p.m., we had a line of some non-severe thunderstorms making their way into the southern valley. Here's what we have right now. Most of us staying dry. We do have a little bit of rain into portions of northwestern Minnesota, very isolated, and we've been tracking a severe thunderstorm near the Ellendale area. The warning has expired. It's moving into South Dakota right now. Still some general thunderstorms as you may make your way from Oaks to Gwinner down toward the South Dakota border. One shower just off to the south of Valley City, and that's basically it for the moisture. The rest of the storms are exiting via our southern counties. We could still have some isolated shower and thunderstorm activity, especially as you make your way south of I-94 over the next couple of hours. Then we will dry out for all. Temperatures across the region staying seasonably warm into the upper 70s and lower 80s with a slight increase in the humidity, but the southerly wind is flipping around to more of a northwesterly wind, starting to pick up a little between 10 and 20 miles per hour, and that will pump down cooler air. Temperatures falling back through the 70s and 60s for this evening, as we will have mostly cloudy skies turning partly cloudy. We'll look at that 7-day forecast. We got some really good news in store that's coming up later in the newscast.
Puts a smile on my face. Thanks, Justin.
Fargo school administrators tried to put some parents' minds at ease by going over their plan for the upcoming school year. The district is trying to come up with the most effective and safest way to educate kids given the pandemic. Valley News Team's Joshua Peguero spoke to working parents who fear their child may be left behind.
Jamie and Paul Shalaz have a son preparing to start kindergarten in Fargo, and they say uncertainties over the school year forced them to enroll him in daycare.
And I know they're trying to figure out the best plan for everybody, and I know not everybody's going to be happy about it. It's really, really difficult for working parents.
The Shalabs are also opting for the virtual academy.
If we can sit down after work, after hours, and be able to go through things.
And even sit down on the weekends too. We're willing to put, the work in it that we need to do.
It's a program laid out by Fargo Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Rupak Gandhi.
So the best way to look at it is to really look at having two separate school systems running. One will be a virtual academy that will have its own group of students. It will have its own group of staff.
Fargo Schools is trying to decide if students will begin on September 2nd in class, online, or a combination of both. That decision is expected August 10th.
One of the things I'm really proud about in our plan is that the best instructional model that we are going to pick and put forward is going to be based on localized data in our county, and it's not just a one individual data based on their own personal beliefs.
The most complicated option, Gandhi says, is a hybrid model. For elementary students, they will go to school in 2 to 3 day weekly rotations while working the rest online. Which students go in class and when will be based on their dwelling. As for the virtual academy, there will be flexibility for parents.
We would have synchronous sessions where they would log in at a certain time to interact with the teacher, but that we're going to have to be flexible enough that those are recorded for families that cannot be on at that time.
In Fargo, Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
A plan for special education hasn't been announced yet. Enrollment for the virtual academy begins tomorrow. We have the district's full restart plan on our website, valleynewslive.com.
In West Fargo, students will be taking turns learning in person this school year, with 3 days online and 2 days in the classroom. The district sent out its Return to Learn proposal this morning, which delays the first day of school to September 3rd and would split up the days students learn in person based on their last names.
A through K will attend school on site on Mondays and Tuesdays, while cohort L through Z will attend school on site Thursdays and Fridays.
This plan also states masks will be considered part of the dress code and says students will not be issued lockers this school year and instead will carry their backpacks from class to class. The West Fargo School Board may tweak it, but will most likely approve the plan at their meeting on August 10th.
In North Dakota, the Department of Health is reporting 168 new cases of COVID-19. No new deaths have been reported. In Minnesota, 779 new cases have been confirmed, along with 6 new deaths linked to the illness. For the full rundown of the new numbers, go ahead and visit our website or the VNL News app. Minnesota health officials are urging rodeo goers to watch for coronavirus symptoms after learning someone who attended a rodeo this past weekend was infectious while at the event. The person who tested positive attended the North Star Stampede in Effie, Minnesota. That's in Itasca County, July 25th through the 27th. That person developed symptoms on July 27th and tested positive the same day. It's not known how many of the several thousand people who attended the event may have been exposed.
Still no word on what caused a crash that badly damaged one vehicle, sent at least one person to the hospital by ambulance. It happened at 7th Avenue and 43rd Street North just before 5 this afternoon. 7th Avenue remains closed from 40th to 45th Street. Not only has traffic been rerouted, but police tape has gone up to allow authorities to investigate. Clay County authorities are warning you of 2 scams in the area. The first arrives in the mail from Benefits Suspension Unit, Clay County Public Judgment Records. It says that you must call a 1-800 number by a certain date. Investigators say it's a tax scam. The second scam is a phone call that says you have a family member in the Clay County Jail and you must send money, or your family member could be harmed by other inmates. The sheriff's office says they'll never call you or ask you for money or ask you to send them money. They also said that they would never ask for your Social Security number or any other personal information over the phone.
A man who escaped from jail in Barnes County after being on work release is now back in jail. Tyler Del Moore was back in custody this morning, according to the Barnes County Sheriff's Office. He was originally released on Monday for work duties as part of his criminal judgment. Another inmate who was also apprehended a few days later escaped last week.
We've learned that the Elam Care and Rehabilitation Center in South Fargo will be rebuilt. The decision comes out over 6 months after a massive fire caused significant damage. A spokesperson says a lot of thought went into choosing what to do, whether it would be best to rebuild in Fargo or to create a brand new building. The rebuild will be done at the same location, which is just off of University, and it's expected to be finished sometime in 2022.
Fargo Police Chief David Todd said his goodbyes today, and he's now off to retirement. Many people came out this afternoon with balloons to wish him well. Chief Todd is thanking the community who rallied around his department when they needed them the most. But not everyone was there to wish the chief well. The group One Fargo took time to protest the event and also speak on allegations that a retired local law enforcement official once made racist comments.
For more than 4 decades, a Minnesota man was the proud owner of a famous truck. Later on Valley News Live at 6, why he's no longer the owner.
And we had some warm air, high temperatures across the region, in some places into the low to mid 80s. Now we'll tell you what to expect for the weekend and a look at those strong storms that are still going on in the Southern Valley. That's next.